In the golden sands of ancient Egypt, during one of the most powerful eras of the New Kingdom, a child was born into a world of gods, kings, and change. His name was Tutankhaten, later known to history as Tutankhamun. He would become one of the most famous pharaohs of all time, not for what he achieved during his life, but for what was discovered long after his death. Tutankhamun was born around 1341 BCE. His father is widely believed to have been the controversial pharaoh Akhenaten, a ruler who abandoned Egypt's traditional pantheon of gods in favor of one, Aten, the sun disk. Akhenaten's religious revolution turned the kingdom upside down, earning the wrath of powerful priests and common citizens alike. His radical changes created unrest, and Egypt's foundations trembled. Tutankhamun's mother was likely one of Akhenaten's sisters, a royal figure known today only as the Younger Lady. This close intermarriage was common among royals, but it came with consequences, genetic disorders that may have later affected Tutankhamun's health. Born into this period of upheaval, Tutankhaten's early years were anything but ordinary. His childhood was spent in Akhetaten, the new capital city built by his father to honor the sun god. There, he would have lived surrounded by devotion to Aten, trained in palace rituals and prepared for rule, though likely unaware of the deep divisions forming across the land. At the tender age of 8 or 9, following the death of Akhenaten in a brief, uncertain period of succession, Tutankhaten was crowned pharaoh. The boy king ascended the throne of Egypt while still a child, guided by powerful officials and generals like Ai and Horemheb, who effectively ruled in his name during his early reign. One of the earliest and most significant acts of his reign was a public return to tradition. Tutankhaten changed his name to Tutankhamun, meaning living image of Amun, a clear rejection of his father's monotheism and a restoration of Egypt's ancient gods and beliefs. The temples of the old gods, once shut down and desecrated, were rebuilt. The priesthood was reinstated and the capital was moved back to Thebes. This religious restoration earned him the support of the people and helped stabilize a nation still recovering from years of turmoil. Although he was young, Tutankhamun's reign symbolized healing and continuity. Under his name, Egypt slowly returned to normalcy. As was tradition among royals, Tutankhamun married within the family. His queen was Ankhesenamun, his half-sister and daughter of Akhenaten in the famous Queen Nefertiti. The marriage was likely arranged to preserve the royal bloodline and further legitimize the young king's claim to the throne. Together, they were a symbol of divine renewal for Egypt. But their union was touched by sorrow. The couple had 2 daughters, both of whom died in infancy. Their tiny mummified bodies were discovered in Tutankhamun's tomb centuries later, a silent testament to a family burdened by tragedy. Despite being pharaoh, Tutankhamun's reign was short, and in terms of major achievements, modest. He launched efforts to repair temples, restore artwork defaced during his father's reign, and re-establish diplomatic relations with foreign powers. He ordered inscriptions reaffirming the supremacy of Amun and upheld many of the traditional duties expected of a ruler. His military campaigns, if any, were likely carried out by generals on his behalf. The boy pharaoh was not a conqueror, but a restorer. Then suddenly, around the age of 18 or 19, Tutankhamun died. The cause of his death remains one of history's greatest medical mysteries. Early theories suggested he was murdered due to a blow to the back of the head, but modern CT scans and DNA analyses paint a more complex picture. He suffered from malaria, congenital deformities, and a serious leg fracture, perhaps from a fall or chariot accident, which may have become infected. Tutankhamun was buried quickly in a small tomb, likely not intended for a king, possibly because he died so unexpectedly. His successor Ai took the throne, and soon the name of Tutankhamun was erased from official records, forgotten for over 3,000 years. But fate had other plans. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter, after years of digging in Egypt's Valley of the Kings, uncovered a set of steps leading to a sealed doorway. Behind it lay a treasure beyond imagination, the untouched tomb of a forgotten pharaoh. Inside, thousands of dazzling objects were packed into 4 small chambers: gold statues, ritual beds, chariots, jeweled amulets, alabaster jars, and ornate thrones. But none more iconic than the solid gold funerary mask, a face of eternal youth and serenity, lined with lapis lazuli, carnelian, and turquoise. This was the face of Tutankhamun. Today, Tutankhamun represents a bridge between mystery and memory. Though his reign was short and his accomplishments few, his life and death continue to inspire wonder. The boy king lives on, in gold, in legend, and in the hearts of those forever enchanted by the magic of the Nile.